Taliban number one. Hey, trigger man. We gonna sit up. We gonna sit up. I sit up. Come for the let's go, I sit up. Nobody want. Physical Taliban number one. Hey, trigger man. We gonna sit.
Hello there, this is Freddie Wenjara, your man about asking you in for another super session of your special program, People, Events and Places on television. Pep TV for short. We travel around the nation and the world, if the case may be, to give you good people to talk to also show you good places, and then we'll take you to events. Today I have a man. I am at the ICC, Indigenous Cultural Center, Asaba, Delta State, with the chief priest of the place, Washington Oba.
Thank you, Bros.
I've seen places. We'll still tour again. But what I'm asking, what's the vision? What is the inspiration? Where are you driving us to? There used to be a bush. Mashi bush.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's thank you very much, Oga Fred. Obuefi. Obuefi.
High priest, chief priest.
I greet you in our indigenous manner. You see, it is not so much of a far-fetched direction that we are going to, or what we have set out to do. Is to preserve African values and culture. Simple. We have lost a lot of our cultural values, and I see it as a high-speed lane of a journey to becoming non-entities. Because we stop eating our food, we stop dancing to our music, we don't have our mannerism again, we don't put on our clothes again, we don't bear our names again. When you lose all these things, when they ask you, how can you identify yourself? You become a non-entity. So when you say non-entity, it's not an abuse. It's a definition of a particular person that has lost everything that makes that person that particular entity.
Have you changed your name now? Have you changed your
my
name?
My name is a controversial name. Yes. That is why I have it. Okay. I'm among those who chose their name at the age of 10. Okay. They gave me two names. Wow. Chukwuemeke. Uba is my surname, my grandfather's name. They gave me Chukwuemeke. I chose Washington at the age of 10, and my father endorsed it. Because Washington happens to be my father's principal. He came from America, from Augusta, Georgia. They came with Baptist Mission. He was the first principal of Teacher Training College, Iseluku, brought by Reverend Martins. And the name is such an interesting one. You are diverting me.
I don't want to divert now. Let's get back to the
because it's a story that is so nice. We'll tell it another day. But it's a religious story. Intolerance between people who call themselves the same people. So the vision here is to keep preserved. At the center here, we don't allow movie shooting. We don't allow musical videos. We don't allow skits of any type. The center is dedicated to visual and performing arts, dance, drama, poetry, storytelling, textile, tie and dye, art auction, whatever that has to do with musicals, music as indigenous music and storytelling, the indigenous games, Oga, Suwe, the indigenous food. By keeping them, we are keeping our lifeline as a people alive. So the center is dedicated.
You mean nobody can come here now and say he wants to use it as location to shoot?
We will not allow you to shoot because they have their film village out there. One, two. Every institution has their own policies and principles. If we begin to divert from one to the other, you will not see this center the way it is. Yeah. And it's a sacred land. We cannot identify in details what you want to do when you come to shoot. No matter how traditional or how indigenous it is, most of these people who have short films have told our story wrongly. They didn't tell a balanced story.
Another story for another
day. So
now let's get back to this place, because I've cost you so much to turn around a mashy spot into this kind of homely setting for the Africans. Am I right to say that?
Yes, but it's like a farm. It's like a farm in the sense that when you look at the farm, it's a bushy area, you start clearing. From clearing, you are burning, you burn, you plant, you continue, you harvest, you continue. So it's somehow, if we say it's easy or it's not easy, we might not be saying the right perspective somehow, because the work will never stop.
It's ongoing.
It's ongoing. So if you come here tomorrow, something has fallen down here, we don't really get bothered about some of them because they are biodegradable. When you go to our village, you see some mud houses that has fallen down. When you come the next 2 days, they have raised it up again. So it's a work ongoing. It's just ongoing. It's not like having a hotel you have built in the next 6 months or 1 year, having you repaint it again when Christmas comes. This one, if you leave this center in the next 6 months, it's going to be like a place where they add horror film, because everything will grow back and everything will degenerate. So they are biodegradable. We try to maintain biodiversity as much as we can. So it's not been easy. We cannot evaluate or quantify the center now because you cannot quantify your village.
It's ongoing.
It's ongoing. It's ongoing development.
But let's talk about the arts festival going on here. This is the second time.
Yes, it's our second edition, and the first one was Indigenous knowledge, trying to solve climate change issue with Indigenous knowledge. That ecosystem with Indigenous, that was our first team or so thereabout. This year's own is bringing you to the table, and we have, it's a square celebration, like we call it. Square in the sense that we are celebrating Asaba as a UNESCO creative city under film category. Asaba happens to be the second city in Nigeria that is under UNESCO network of creative cities, which they have 350 cities in 100 countries. Asaba happens to be the second one after Bida. Bida got it about 4 years ago under folklore and arts because of their craft of weaving and some other, they got it. Asaba got theirs because Delta State is the only state that has a film village to her name, built by the state. And the influx of our Eastern brothers who are here in Asaba shooting movies, these are the two reasons UNESCO used. They came here for their rookies and inspections. Then at the end of the day, we were lucky that we were given that status, so to speak, because it's like, oh, well done, the state, well done for what you have done. So we now latch on to celebrate them. Ironically, like I said, even when we don't shoot movie here, we don't. We celebrate those who shoot it because they gave us the status. So the second angle to it is Ekumeku. Ekumeku movement happens to be a guerrilla movement fought by the Anyama people between 1883 to 1914, a span of 31 years. This is actually the longest war that British people has ever fought in their life during colonial era. And these pockets of resistance here and there, in Benin, in Anyama here, somewhere in Udi, somewhere in Usuka, whatever, that was what kept the British people from the amalgamation. That was what kept them until 1914. Because they couldn't have bring people together when they have resistance here and there. They fought them for 31 years. Imagine that. So it was the Anyama people.
If we begin to delve into the Kumeko now, I'll ask more questions. But let's take them back to this edition of the Arts Festival. To dedicating it to Ibn Osage.
Yes.
We all remember Ibn Osage, poet. He started writing art, then gone to poetry. Why?
Yes. Evelyn is integral part of this center. When I mean integral, I mean integral. Evelyn as a person and as a sister, her support has been overwhelming. Me as a documentary photographer, if not people like you and Evelyn, nobody will know what you can make over now. Who am I? Why would they know me? But you guys take that time to write about us, myself and Atiku and a whole lot of others. And we don't have 1 naira to give anybody. But every now and then you see us, 1 full page in Nation newspaper, 1 full page in Vanguard, so the least we can do is to dedicate the center to Evelyn, because she has contributed to art in all fronts, from textile to poetry to photography to humanitarian jobs. So Evelyn is just everywhere. So that is why she's here with us too.
A moment of silence for Evelyn Osage, our person. She has done all she could for the arts industry. May her soul rest in peace.
Thank you, Evelyn.
Now let's talk about.
We are having a poetry performance competition in her name that will run annually.
Okay.
The first prize for the person is 100,000.
Okay.
They are students, yes. Record from your house. Record it, like what she stood for. Community poetry, theater in the community. So we want to encourage people and see the little we can give to them to keep the name
Alive.
Yes.
That's good. That's so good of the ICC. What's your vision in the next few years? Where do you see the ICC?
I won't be able to answer this question because I live just now.
Oh, so deep.
I just live now. As a
So
yoga
deep.
student, I just live now.
So deep. It's on that note that we cut it short in the program, People, Events and Places, right here in Asaba, the ICC, Indigenous Cultural Center, with Washington Oba, the chief priest of the place. My pleasure.
Thank you very much, bros.
Thank you.
I do appreciate.
Yeah.
I do appreciate.